From Pasadena by way of Cairo, Egypt, Tarek is the proud father of a son and daughter. He's also a backyard farmer, a NewGround 2013 alum, and a NewGround 2014 facilitator. By day, he defends the public against evil prosecutors, and by night, he works to build bridges and understanding between communities. In other words, he's NewGround's personal Batman.
My first crush in high school was a Jewish girl. She was in all my honors classes, well-read, athletic, sharp sense of humor, and she had a beautiful energy. While I admired her a lot, I never really got anywhere, mostly because I looked like this. That caterpillar on my upper lip wasn't really working for me. And you can laugh, I do. And despite having no chance with this young woman, I'd often think about how oddly compatible we were. We both had very overprotective mothers, we valued education, we didn't eat pork, and we both thought the Trinity was hogwash. Sorry. Even our faiths were very similar, so I felt like we should relate. I related well with most of my Jewish classmates, sharing the common experience of being tolerated but never fully embraced, mainly because of our faiths. School was my introduction to Jews, and I liked what I saw. There was also some cool Christian kids in my school. I had some great Filipino, my Pinoy brothers who were Catholic. I had a ton of Catholic Latino friends from Mexico, Peru, Guatemala, Colombia, and there were even some cool white Christian kids too. I hung out with my share of WASPs from the neighborhood. I played AYSO soccer, I played club soccer, and I think soccer players in the house. And we were mostly cool. And I appreciated being in LA for the diversity. I grew up around people from all over the world, from Mexico to Vietnam, and despite the enriching diversity, we still had our share of crazy racists, kind of like the presidential race. The racists are always there, and our challenge is how to deal with them and how to change their hearts. So my personal experience with race in high school was that every once in a while, maybe like twice a day, someone would come by and be like, "Hey, towelhead," or "camel jockey." And of course, immediately I would stoop down to the lowest common denominator, and without skipping a beat, I'd respond from a place of anger and say something like, "Yo, man, is that a zit on your forehead, or did you move your pecker so you could see it better?" That would usually stop the comments for a while. And my greatest test from God in high school was that my name rhymed with camel jockey. And today, I ask for forgiveness for failing that test repeatedly. So there was this one classmate who would relentlessly call me Tarek, Shawky, camel jockey. Relentlessly. So today, I understand that each time someone makes an ignorant and hateful comment like that, it's an opportunity to connect and educate them. But back then, I usually didn't. There was this one kid in particular who I always responded by targeting his biggest weakness, which appeared to be his masculinity, because I would usually say something to him like, "You thought you had a pubic hair until you peed out of it." And then I liked that one too. And mostly because it hurt him, and I could tell on his face that it made him uneasy, and it made me realize that there's probably some truth to the joke. So there was this one time that I actually made a kid cry, and I don't remember exactly what I said to him, but I remember that his friends started repeating it, and he couldn't take it, and he cracked like a raw egg with real tears and everything. And I smiled inside, but I'm not proud of that moment, but at the time I remember thinking, sweet justice. Now, I grew up in South Orange County, behind the orange curtain, the blackout curtain, literally blackout, because we had 2 black kids in my graduating class of 500 people. And they had their own cliques, so I usually hung out with the hardest Filipino Pinoy brother in my campus. And yeah, he's the guy in the middle, at the bottom. He wasn't large, but he had a large ego. And he usually came to school rocking the Malcolm X cap. He had every color, every style, even the one with the big gold X. And he would wear it to school almost every day like a middle finger to the system. And he hated the white man. He wouldn't take off his hat for the Pledge of Allegiance, and if anyone ever said anything about it, he would get very angry and get in their face. He gave me my first Malcolm biography by Alex Haley, and along with many other students of color, we bonded because of our skin tones and our appearances. We shared a certain unity as outsiders, and I appreciate the value of that now. For me, unity means that I don't stereotype or judge other faiths or ethnicities because I know them, and because I understand that they are much more than the negative things that people say about them. And that's why NewGround works, because we dispel stereotypes by building real relationships and by baring our souls and creating bonds that will change the face of Muslim-Jewish relations in LA and hopefully one day the world. Now, in keeping with tonight's theme about digging deep, I'm going to dig deep and take what I've learned from NewGround and apply it to my high school self and imagine a better response to some of those personal attacks. So if I knew then what I know now, when somebody says something like, "Hey, camel jockey," I would pause, take a breath, let the adrenaline subside and respond with something like this. "What I hear you saying is that you think I race camels? Where do you think I'm from exactly?" Curiosity instead of insults can make a world of difference. And one of my favorite verses in the Quran says, وَلَا تَسْتَوِي الْحَسَنَةُ وَلَا السَّيِّئَةُ ادْفَعْ بِالَّتِي هِيَ أَحْسَنُ فَإِذَا الَّذِي بَيْنَكَ وَبَيْنَهُ عَدَاوَةً كَأَنَّهُ وَلِيٌّ حَمِيمٌ. And that translates as, good and bad deeds are never equal. Repel evil with what is better, and you may find that those who were once your sworn enemies may become your dearest friends. Thank you.